This week on the Lonnie and Ryan podcast.
In 2 days, one day it did 139,000 views, and then the next day it did just under 160,000 views in one day. And the comments were just
Yeah.
It went for $380 for a TV guide. And so like stuff like that.
I'm not telling you the name of my secret store, y'all. I'm not telling you the name of the store was literally My Secret Store. This obscure piece of paper from 200 years ago. There's the potential for maybe 3 or 4 people on this planet that might want this.
Right. This week we are sitting down with Jordan from the YouTube channel known as Upstate Picker. Jordan has been selling on eBay for almost 30 years and started posting on YouTube about a year ago. He sells on eBay full-time right now and has 3 different eBay stores. Recently, he had a buyer on eBay scam him, and he documented the entire incident on YouTube. Jordan is an up-and-coming channel that we are extremely excited to talk to today. Join us in welcoming Upstate Picker. Hey, what's up, Jordan? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, hey, Jordan. Wow, your setup there looks friggin' awesome, man.
Dude, I actually found some like Govee lights back there at a garage sale for like $2. And I'm like, those look kind of cool back there.
I'm a little jealous of that set. That looks really cool.
They came out pretty good.
That's one of the things I noticed about just watching your channel in general, Jordan, is that, man, you have got this like, it almost looks like it's haphazard and not intentional, but it's too good of a vibe to not be intentional. I
think I got lucky.
Where's your space? Are you in like a garage or?
Yeah, it's like a basement garage. So I'm like underneath the house. The house is like, it's built into a hill.
Okay.
And so you can like drive in. So I can like, I've got cars in my basement. It's pretty cool.
Garage under. I have the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, he's got the background with the nice understated lighting, but with just enough to accent like the boom box is popping a little bit in the background.
Yeah, I aimed the purple light to the little boom box over there.
It looks so good.
It's perfect.
And then I moved my I've got like these newer lights on the top that I use to like light my stuff when I'm shooting it.
Yeah.
And I moved them and I'm like, that looks kind of cool because when I turn them off, it's just like that. But then when I turn the back on, it kind of like gives me this like hair light thing going on.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. And then you clearly must have some lighting in front of you as well, right?
Yeah, just like a small key light, one of those same brand, that newer company.
This is, dude,
and then what are you using for a camera? This camera looks like incredible.
It's a Sony A7C Mark II, and I've got a 20mm lens on it.
Whoa.
I'm a camera snob. I've always been a camera nerd my whole life. Like I've always had DSLRs and film cameras.
Yep. Okay.
And I started doing YouTube stuff, and I'm like, the phone's not going to work. This isn't cool enough. So I bought an Osmo Pocket 3 that I've got over here, and I'm like, this thing's cool, but I want that like that buttery bokeh, that depth of field. And I had the Sony A7 IV a few years ago, and I sold it. And I had no digital camera for a couple years, and I'm like, I'm just gonna pull the trigger and buy one because I just love camera stuff.
Well,
do you use that for like YouTube mostly, or?
It's YouTube and then some photo stuff too. It's a great hybrid camera. It's incredible compared to what I was using maybe 7 to 8 years ago, like the big bulky Nikons. This is just it's another level. It's crazy.
It's paying off. I mean, the look and the sound are like, I don't think they get a whole lot better. So yeah, it's paying off.
I hope the sound's okay. I've got the little DJI mic down here, and that's going into the camera.
That's great.
Yeah, so, I still struggle with editing and all that. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's I kind of just roll the dice, and I'm like, that looks good. Then I listen to it back, and I'm like, what the heck was I saying? Like, I think I said I weren't sure in one of my videos. I'm like, just leave it.
So you've been into like the audio and video world for a pretty good while, it sounds like. But
for audio and video, audio and video has been less than. Oh my boy, I couldn't even tell you. I was filming with just my phone and like a little Shure plug-in microphone, and that was it. So like I knew nothing about audio or video before I started doing like YouTube stuff.
So
wow.
just in like
Really?
the past year or two, something like that?
Yeah, about a year. I think my first video was June or July maybe of last year.
Wow.
I think.
So you're still pretty new to this. Wow.
Very new, yeah, very new.
Pretty...
I know all your viewers are going to be like, they're watching like Jeebus and Kevin, and they're going to be like, who the heck is this guy?
Well, we actually got it. We actually got admonished last video that dropped because we had the opportunity. The way, like, part of what we want to do here, Jordan, is like we want to bring some known people on, like your Jeebuses and whatnot, right? To help us, to help our show expand our reach. But then we also want to bring in, no offense, like you have a smaller channel, and part of our mission here is to, like, people like you that we identify and say, oh man, this dude's doing some great work. He just needs more eyeballs. We want to bring guys like you on, and that's part of the mission too. But it just so happened we had like three heavy hitters in a row.
Yeah, I've got a lot of tough acts to follow. That's for sure. But I appreciate you reaching out. I really do.
Oh, absolutely, man. Glad.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for doing it. Yeah,
no problem.
I was really interested in hearing the story about, because you've been on since, you said, like last June or so, right, on YouTube?
Yeah, the account's been up for a little while. I think my first video was like June or July.
And when you had to have something bad happen to you, unfortunately, for you to actually like you probably had some other videos in the past that have like kind of leveled you up along the way, right? Would you say?
Yes, maybe a couple of them that were mainly dealing with like my ephemera store and how I list ephemera and stuff like that, because not a lot of resellers talk about that, and I think that's what kind of brought those up. But then the scam one, YouTube is like, oh, this is the video you put no effort into. Let's send this one right to the moon.
So what happened with that scam exactly? For those that might not know, might not have seen. I sold a VCR combo unit, JVC DVD VCR combo unit. And when I got the order for it on eBay, the name looked weird. And I'm not going to say the name. I don't want to get these people in trouble, even though they scammed me.
Yeah.
But it looked like a weird name to be buying this type of thing from me. And so I looked it up, and I punched in the address. I Googled the address and the name, and all these posts came up about people who were like, this person bought something from me. And then they said about a month later, they didn't know what was wrong with it. It doesn't work. And they sent them a really blurry photo. And that's exactly what happened to me, like almost 30 days. And they sent me the blurry photo, said it didn't work. It had no video output. And when I got it, I went to the post office, and the girl at the post office, she's like, this doesn't sound good in the box. And I get it, and I'm like, there's no packing material in this. You got to be kidding me. So I immediately, like, as soon as it hit the post office, I'm like, I'm going to get it right now. And I'm like, I'm getting the camera, I'm putting this on YouTube. And so I started filming right away, not really thinking what I should, like, how should I actually do this to get a quality video? I'm just like, get the camera up, we're going to set this up and go. And when I cracked it open, like the plate on the front for the door, the DVD door, I think was broken off, and it was dented. And then I had those, I can't get them there behind me. I had those little stickers, those holographic stickers, the tamper-resistant stickers, which eBay could care less about, I found out with this problem. They were taken off, and one was like taken off and put back. And there was another one that was taken off completely. And it left the residue, but the other one didn't leave any residue. So they must have like heated it up or something. And I don't know how they did it. But when I got it, I looked at it like, all right, it's got a dent. It's got all these problems. I plugged it in. It didn't work. They sent back a different remote. They sent back different cables. And that was a problem in the video, because when I said, these don't look like the cables that I sent out, and everyone's commenting, this guy doesn't even know what he sent them. How does he know he's being scammed? And I'm like, how did you think that's what I meant?
Yeah.
But after I did the video, I opened it up some more, and I noticed that the DVD drive was really like loose in there. So I'm like, okay, they did something near this DVD drive. So I pulled that out, and I saw some broken clips, and that's where there was this little board. It must be like the output board for, I don't know if it was an HDMI outboard or what it was, but that had to have been the thing they replaced. So eBay was no help at all. And I was able to refund them half the money, but that was it. And they never left me a negative feedback for it. I don't know if you can do that, but I never got the negative feedback, and their account is still active.
So it was the original machine you sent them, but it
was the same machine. Yeah, the serial numbers matched up, but
just swapped out workings.
Yeah, they were different. Just too bad, but yeah, so I threw the video so quick because I was so mad, and I'm like, oh boy, these views are going up. I'm like, oh, they're really going up, and then here come the comments, and I'm like, oh, this was such a mistake.
So initially, when you made that video, you were probably mad, and you just wanted to post the video. But then, did that anger and dread kind of turn into a little bit of happiness? Because I mean, the views and the channel growth from that was probably pretty substantial, right?
Yeah, that pushed me into monetization territory. I had, I think, less than 1,000 subs then. I've only got a little over 2,000, I think, right now. But that video started going crazy really fast, and it's like monetization takes a little while, obviously, to kick in. And I'm like, oh man, why can't I just do it now with all these views coming in? Because I only made like $80 on the video, and these people are like, you're just doing it for the money. And it's like, okay, well, now that I'm monetized, all my other videos are making like $2. So, but it pushed me into monetization territory. And I think in 2 days, one day it did 139,000 views, and then the next day it did just under 160,000 views in one day. And the comments were just were terrible.
When you break into the mainstream, the comments get really crazy.
So what kind of views were you getting before that, Jordan? Like on a typical vlog or whatever that you would upload, would you
less
get
than
like
500?
Less than 500?
Yeah, some would get maybe 1,000 or more, but very, very, very few have those kind of numbers. And this one just went to the moon. And then the other thing is, I got a lot of subscribers that I feel like aren't really the types of subscribers I want for the channel. So it's been kind of flatlining with the subs. It goes up a little bit, then it goes down and up and down. And I'm assuming I'm just losing some of those subs that came in from that video. And they're like, well, he's not posting stuff that makes me want to angry comment on his thing. So it's like, you know.
Was it immediate that video exploded, or did it take a few days?
Hold on, I got it on the screen. So I published it, I think it was May 7th. No, was it May 12th or 11th? Yeah, so I think the first day it did 4,000 views. The next day was 6, then 6,000, and then it went to 10,000, then 25,000, and then 139,000.
Wow.
In one day.
It was a lot. People wonder why videos on YouTube are so like clickbaity and making claims and just so like, and it's because, man, the negative stuff, it can be positive sometimes too, but it sells, man. It sells. Like whenever something bad happens.
And actually, what's his face that you just had on? Storage Auction Pirate.
Yeah,
he was saying the same thing. Like negativity is what make people hate you. And I'm like, I don't want that. I'm just here to have some fun. I'm not trying to be a guru and say this is how you do this and this is how you do that. I'm just making some videos saying, look what I found, look what I sold, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, there's a certain level, there's a certain size of channel you can have to where everything's nice, everybody's friendly. You don't have a bunch of people like breathing down your neck critiquing you, and then once you pass some certain threshold, like that's just how it is. That's just the way. Like get used to it. Like you're gonna have a certain percentage of people that just
they're just
it
mad.
Sucks. Yeah, and it sucks that it's like that, man. It really does.
Yeah, and I was looking at the like how people found the video and looking into those types of videos that brought them to my video. And there were a bunch of political ones, and there were videos like she hit him with her car and then laughed in his face, and I'm like, these people are already fired up, so they're coming here and you're the scammer, you know. It was ridiculous. I'm like, I don't want these people watching my stuff.
So they're coming to you already hot and they're ready to
they're already fired up. Yeah, they're ready to fight. Exactly. So yeah, no more of those. And I almost did another similar one today because I just picked up a return this morning, and they returned it, said it didn't fit, and it was just shattered in the box. And I was going to do a thing about how I handled it. I'm like, let's just leave this stuff alone for a little bit.
Man.
It performs though, and you know it does.
I know. Misery loves company on YouTube, that's for sure. And in the comment section.
True.
So Jordan, is reselling like a part-time thing for you or a full-time thing or what? I'm not even sure, to be honest.
This is my 4th year doing it full time.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
And I've
Cool.
been on eBay since it's been 29 years. I started when I was 16.
Wow.
I'm 45 now. So I think, yeah, it's about 29 years.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So that would have been, let's see, 29 years.
97? 97.
So that was right around, not too long after they first started then. So
yeah, I was on back when I would put stuff on my listings like, I accept cash, money order, or check.
mm-hmm.
If you're paying by a check, you got to wait 7 days for it to clear before I can ship your item out. There's no PayPal. It was like the Wild West of eBay. It was fun back. It was really fun back then. It still is today, but it was a whole nother game back then.
Yeah, it was different because like you would sell something and you would get kind of a rush from it. Because like I would sell like a hobby level back then too. And then you'd be like, oh, well, now I got to wait a friggin' week for this check or money order. And then you'd end up in a like checks in the mail kind of situation with people too. Like that was pretty standard. Did you ever do the thing where they would send you a postal money order and then you go to the post office with it? And then this is how I would handle it. I would take postal money orders and then I would cash it at the window. And then after they handed me the cash, then I would hand the package over.
I don't think I ever did that. I think I only got checks and then very rarely was cash because I was still in high school. I wasn't like listing tons of stuff.
Right.
And what's unfortunate is I don't have that account anymore. The oldest account I have is from the year 2000, but I tried to get my other account back because I still have access to that phone number linked to the account at my parents' house. And I'm like calling them and I'm like, can I get I don't have the password. Can I get into this? And they're like, well, no, we can't because it was created by somebody who was under 18. And I'm like, I'm not 18 anymore. I'm over 18. Can you give me the account back? And they said no. They wouldn't give it back to me.
So that account got shut down because of your age?
That's what they told me. Yeah. And this was years ago when I called too. This was probably 15 plus years ago when I called to try to get it.
So they must have allowed you to put your underage birthday in there at the time.
I don't know. I wish I remembered because it was so long ago, It's I know that's the thing. I don't know. I must have put it in, but yeah, I don't know. It was so long ago.
Man, Ryan, when it was you weren't even born, but no, you were probably born.
You're probably like 3, 4.
You're probably born when eBay started, I think.
What year did it start?
eBay?
95?
Like 94, 95? It was called Auction Web, right?
Auction Web at first. Yeah. Broken laser pointers, first item. I know that. I just don't know.
Here's the date, September 3rd, 95.
95? Okay.
September 3rd. Okay. A month before I was born.
That's insane. That's crazy.
So you became full-time. Have you been selling like semi-seriously for a long time before you started selling full-time?
Let me think. I don't know how many years I started selling getting a little more active in it. I know in the mid 2000s, maybe like 05, 6, 7, 8, I would buy a lot of stuff on eBay. I'd source mainly on eBay and then sell back on eBay, not like back forth. And then maybe over the past 10 years, I started getting more serious, maybe a little bit more than 10 years, where I actually started really tracking everything and really trying to get my numbers up. And I went full-time once in 2019. Then my old job that I left called me back. So I said, all right, I went back and then I left again. And it'll be 4 years at the end of this year. It'll be 4 full years.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask you, was what was like the catalyst that made you, jump into the full-time gig? Were you just not like enjoying your job at the time, or?
It's kind of sad, but I'll get into it a little bit. Definitely the job was a big part of it. But 2022, June to December was really tough for my wife and I. We lost her grandfather, and then right before Christmas we lost my grandmother, and right after Christmas we lost her grandmother.
Whoa.
And we're like, everything's like a blur at this point. And right when late Christmas time or whatever, my father started getting sick, and him and I, like, he was really healthy. Him and I were on roofs, like working on houses and doing stuff. And right around that time, he got hit with pancreatic cancer.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
And it was that time where I kind of like, this is like, family matters more to me than than my job. So I left work, and my mother was still working. She hadn't retired yet. So what I did was basically went with her to all his appointments, sat with him through chemo. And I'm like, this is all that matters right now. And work doesn't matter. So I left work and just never went back. And then we lost him February, 7 days before my birthday in February. So it came in.
That is so tough.
I appreciate it. It is, because it came in fast, very unexpected. Because my family's really, really healthy. We're very fortunate. And this just hit us real hard. It hit me real hard. And I was like, this is it. I'm done working. If I go back, I go back. But right now, family's all that matters.
That's a great way to look at it. Wow.
And I'm fortunate enough where I could leave my job and take care of other things.
Crazy, man.
So lots of eBay work during that time too, to keep me going and make sure.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Staying busy is really important. Yeah. Especially
it definitely is.
Yeah. And it's good because you can, working for yourself, you can really kind of control that busyness versus like going to a job where maybe, you don't have as much control over what you're doing, but like you're still obviously working, but you don't have as much control. But where you have control, where you can just you can just go hard and distract yourself as much as possible. Like that's big. That's big.
Put on some shed flips or some crazy dreamers in the background and get to listing.
Ryan, you say that, but like whenever I talk to you, I'm like, this dude has way more free time than I have. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm just not.
Like I have more free time working a job.
I know.
Like but like that's what I'm saying. Like if I was going through a
tough
time,
that sucks for me.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're going through a tough time and you need to distract yourself, working a job might not necessarily be the best thing. Right?
Because you're kind of trapped there. You're trapped in the job, and you can't just up and leave all the time if something comes up that you got to take care of. But if you're doing your own thing, you could do everything you can to keep yourself busy, and someone needs you right away. Good, I'm gone. I can be there.
Right. And then the next day you're like, well, I guess I got to work 19 hours today to cover for only working 7 hours yesterday,
Yeah. It's crazy how much busier you get when you leave your job.
Isn't it? Like,
it's crazy.
Like, do you ever think, like, Jordan, I say this all the time. I'm like we have all these little like knick-knack little like errands to run, and we got to go to the post office, we got to do this, we got to do that, and I'm like, doctor's appointments and parents and all that, and I'm like, how the hell did we ever have time for a friggin' job? How do people have time for jobs? I don't even know.
I don't know how I did it, because my job was like a 24-hour job. Like, it was the type of job that it stayed with you when you left. So my phone's always going off. I'd wake up and there's text, there's group text, there's all sorts of stuff going on. I'm like, how did I do anything when I was working there? I just don't know. I don't remember.
I also feel the same way whenever I'm like on the rare occasions where I have to get out in rush hour traffic and go somewhere like in the morning, which, I normally do not get on anywhere near the roads for that kind of stuff. But when I do, I look around and I'm like, look at all these miserable SOBs and what they have to deal with every day.
45 and everyone's flying by at 100 miles an hour, pissed off.
That's another thing. I don't drive as fast as I used to. When I had a job, I drove much faster.
I don't think I do either, because it's like,
so you're one of those guys.
Post office.
You're one of those guys impeding us trying to get to work. Get out of the way, Lonnie.
No, you know what I do, Ryan? Like if I'm in a 45 and I've got this old cruise punched up to like 46 just to give them a mile. And if I see somebody coming up, oh look, there's somebody on my tail. Okay, buddy, and then I give them beak. I give them 1 more mile an hour on the cruise.
Gotta follow the rules, guys. No speeding.
No, man, that's funny.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
I'm also trying to make my truck last a long time too. I ain't trying to drive that thing hard at all, man. I don't want to buy another one.
I'm in the same boat because when I quit my job the first time, I thought it'd be a good idea to go out and get a brand new car to keep myself on my toes. And it turned out to be the most unreliable, worst vehicle I've ever owned. And I got lucky because down the street from me, for about a year, we used to walk by it. There was a 2002 Toyota 4Runner sitting on the side of the road. These people drove as their daily driver, and they had moved here from California. So it wasn't rotted out. Because up here, I don't know, where are you guys from?
I'm in New Hampshire.
I'm
you
get this. I'm in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, you're in Louisiana.
I don't know salt. So
yeah, salt's it's brutal because you got a truck with 50,000 miles, it could be totally scrapped. And luckily this hadn't had the rust problem yet. So I was able to buy it, and I've been daily driving it for like 4 years now, I think 5 years. I put 60,000 miles on it. It's like a 20 some odd year old truck with nearly 250,000 miles now. And it's like my favorite thing in the world. Like I need to get this thing to 500,000 miles now because it's just such a good vehicle.
What is it? A 4Runner?
4Runner, 2002. So last year of that body style before they changed the body styles again.
I'd be just fine if I was currently driving my last vehicle ever. Honestly, like that's how I don't want to ever buy another vehicle.
No, I'd be more, especially now.
The prices now are
terrible,
ridiculous. Yeah, the quality's bad,
and the recalls are insane. It's
the
like
recalls are insane.
Recalls are. When I sold my Jeep, it had like 11 open recalls or something crazy. And like, I don't want to deal with this. It spends more time with the dealership.
Like vehicles nowadays are not like 30, 40 years ago where you could just work on it yourself. You basically have to bring them to a dealer now.
Yeah.
Or somebody that actually knows like the inside and out of whatever brand car you drive to get it worked on because it's so complicated. You know?
Yeah, that's unfortunate too. Because I love working on I do 90% of the work, I'd say, on my own truck, unless it's something really involved, like I had an axle seal issue where I needed the truck right away and I didn't have time to sit in the driveway and pull the axles and do all that stuff. I'm like, someone's got to do it for me. But usually I'll just do all the work myself.
I feel like less of a man now. I didn't even know my axles had seals or my seals had axles.
You'll know when they fail for sure.
Well, and then I'll get overcharged by somebody like charging me 5x what it should be, and then I won't even know it. But
so we got your seal fixed, but it looks like there's also
a bad engine.
Right.
Surprise.
So back to your eBay. So
you
have multiple eBay stores, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. I've got 3 stores right now.
3. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. So tell us about
why. Those. Yeah. Why in the world would you do that, Jordan? That's crazy. 3.
Why would
you only need 1?
So I've only had the one for a while, and the stuff that I sell that I share on YouTube comes from the one store. Another store, I just have other stuff like that. I don't put any of that store on YouTube. Any of the things that I sell, I just kind of keep that one on the side.
And stuff.
Oh, it's terrible. It's all sorts of brutal stuff. And but no, the other
I used to do that actually. I had a store where I would sell like back when you could actually sell porn. You know,
really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
No idea.
I had a secret, but you know what? I would call it. I would say, guys, I'm not going to tell y'all where I'm selling this stuff because it's going on my secret store. And what is the name? I'm not telling you the name of my secret store, y'all. I was not telling you the name of the store was literally My Secret Store.
Was it really?
Yes.
That is incredible. That is hilarious. My Secret Store.
Yeah, I'm not telling you the name of my secret store. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Incredible.
your
No,
answer
that's
there.
fine. That's fine. That's hilarious. But so the other store that I've been focusing more on, I started in October, and it's all just ephemera, and that's it.
Okay.
And I stumbled upon someone called me about a garage sale a couple miles down the road, and I walked through her sale, and there was nothing. She was a dealer. There's nothing I really wanted there. And then I saw in her garage she had these like bigger than bankers boxes, and they were stacked all up, like just a whole bunch of them, and they were full of paperwork and letters from a coal company that had gone out of business, and it was from all paperwork from like 1800s to like the late 30s and some early 40s.
Wow.
She said this came from I got this from another dealer out in the Syracuse area who couldn't get rid of it. Historical Society doesn't want it. She's like, just take it and get it out of here. And at the time, I'm like, I don't know anything. Like, what am I going to do with this?
So you never dealt with this kind of stuff before?
Never did. No. So I'm like, here's $20, grab a couple of coffees. And she didn't even want to take that. And maybe a month, I'm trying to think of when this was. I started the store in October, and this was maybe a month or two before that. And I started using an AI lister for like action figures. And I tried it out, and I'm like, I don't like the way this is. It's saying it's like an 8-inch figure when it's a 4-inch figure, and I don't want to have to correct it.
Which one was that? Which one was that?
It was List Easier.
You tried List Easier. Okay.
Yes, and then that's the one I'm actually using now. So this little light bulb went off in my head where I'm like, maybe I could just use List Easier for all this ephemera and just scan every single individual sheet of paper and just fill the store with individual sheets of paper. Sure. And that's what I did. And it's got about 5,000 listings right now.
Whoa.
I think.
Wow.
5,200 listings I've got. And the goal for the store was to make enough money to pay for something that I had to pay for that I didn't want to pay for. And that's health insurance. So it's a whole nother topic.
do you have, so you don't have access to a spouse or anything like that has health insurance then, do you?
I do, but to get on her insurance, because she works for a small company, it would cost me like $1,800 a month.
Oh, okay.
For that kind of money, I could have some other really cool stuff. So
right. Oh my God.
I think I pay like $750 a month for not a good plan, which is insane to me right now. But but anyway, that store, I just started listing all these sheets of paper, and as I'm going through them, I found lots of brewery related stuff that was pre-Prohibition. And so there's lots of like local breweries from my area signed by the presidents of those breweries at the time, or the founders. And a lot of those breweries never made it past Prohibition. So to find something from one of these old breweries is pretty rare. And I started selling a couple of these sheets of paper for, I think some of them went for like $150 a piece.
Wow.
And I got a whole
How did you figure that out? How did you figure out a price for something like that? Because like that's going to be a one-off thing, right?
Yes, yes and no. There were a few similar items from a few of these breweries. Some stuff just doesn't exist, so I just priced a lot of them at like $200 or $300 a piece. Some of them even higher, and just kind of wait and see type of thing. I've sold a lot of some of them for like maybe $100 or $150. I can't remember exactly, but then some of the same papers from the same breweries went for like $75 because someone may buy like 4 or 5 in a row. I'm like, all right, here you go. It just cost me nothing. And other sheets they're all over the map, but like I typically start the price at $15.99 for almost everything, unless it's really old or like a really ornate letterhead. And if it's brewery stuff, $200 to $300.
You're talking about like a letter size piece of paper, basically, maybe going to be folded usually or something like a letter.
So you can't fold them, unfortunately. And most of them are the size of a sheet of paper, so you can't use eBay standard envelope because it's too big all the way around. So I've got to pay like $5 or $6 to ship these.
Right.
At first, I was doing free shipping, and then I just do like a $4.99 flat rate shipping, so it just looks appealing to the customer. And I've got nothing into it, so I'm still making money on it. But here's one right here. So this one's 1915.
Oh,
whoa.
Okay, so it does look cool though. So
it does look
it's really cool. But then there's lots of crazy stuff in there. Like this is gonna be tough to see, but this is his doctor's bill from like 2 months. And look, it's like $1 per visit.
Wow. That was probably expensive back then.
Yeah, so from February 18th to May sometime in May 1898, May 21st, 1898. His total bill with visits and treatments and medicine was $26.
So, and that was somebody that was probably pretty sickly if they were
Yep.
going to the doctor that much.
Or he
So-
was being scammed. Because, you know, back
Right.
then, who knew?
Snake oil. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, okay. So, do you just list everything? Does List Easier? Because I've used List Easier about 4 times,
Okay.
and I've had, it's interesting. I like it. I've had mixed results. But so you run all the paper through the scanner,
Yep.
and then do you kind of pre-sort what you run through? You must, right? To some extent.
A little bit. I made the mistake in the beginning for whatever reason. I started listing everything and then alphabetizing my inventory, which was a terrible idea because I have a folder from like 1900 to 20 with folders A, B, C, D, E. And then I got to look through and see which one. So putting the inventory away was terrible. But then I just started grabbing piles of paper, and I would do batches of 50 at a time. And then I'd have like BB1 for my banker's box 1, folder A. And then I'd have the inventory numbers be like BB1, A1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'd get all 50, put them in that folder. So if someone orders a sheet of paper and it's in BB1A number 12, I know it's the 12th sheet in, I can pull it right out. And so I started, after I figured that out, thanks to someone commenting on YouTube. I don't know why I didn't think of this beforehand. It was terrible inventorying system in the beginning. But when someone commented and I did that, I said, I'm just going to grab a stack of paper and make sure it falls between the 2 categories I list in, which is ephemera, 1900 to 20, and like 1920 to 39. So I'll grab all the 1900 to 20s. I'll do 50, put them away, 50, put them away. And I could knock out on a good day. If I'm, no one's bothering me, I can do 1,000 listings in a few hours. And then I went through all the stuff that I had, and I've got a bunch left, but it's a lot of duplicate, not exciting stuff that I noticed hasn't sold. So I've got 2-3 bankers boxes filled with kind of that boring ephemera that I'm probably just going to load up and sell.
So your bill with List Easier must be pretty big then, huh? Like if you're...
No, because I'm only doing like 1,000 listings a month. I'm not like killing myself and burning through it. So I did like the $70 per month thing, and I'd go through the 1,000 listings. And originally I would do like a couple hundred a day here and there. And then I'm like, this month, let me just do 1,000 listings. And I send them all through. I'm like, now what do I do? And then I kept time to list in the other store a little bit more instead of doing the ephemera like every few days,
So you have about how many pieces of ephemera listed now?
The store's got 5,200 listings right now.
And how
19.
And about do you ship every day, like Monday through Friday, or when do you ship?
I did, but I changed it to 2 days.
Okay.
Recently, which made life a lot easier.
Yeah, we did that too. A lot of times we still ship same day or next day or whatever, but it's nice to have that flexibility when you need it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes, especially if you're selling something that's massive and you wake up and you got to leave at 7 a.m. and you got something that's got to go that day and it's going to take you an hour to box up because it's huge. So yeah, it's just easier.
It is. And it's funny. Like, it's funny how even if working for yourself, you think you have so much freedom and you really don't. If you have that 1 day handling, it can get in the way of like sourcing, of life, of everything. The 2 day handling.
Yeah.
Like way better.
Yeah. Way to go.
I was going to ask you something. Oh no. What I was getting at. So you got about 5,000, or you said 5,200 pieces of ephemera. How much of this ephemera sells every day? Because we know it's going to be low sell through.
Very low. Yeah. Yeah. The store averages about 1,500-ish a month gross. And then I don't know how many pieces offhand I sell every day, but there could be 2 or 3 days where there's no sales. And there's a day all of a sudden where someone buys 10, 12 sheets of paper in a row. And then there's a day where you get maybe 1 sheet. So it's all over the map, but I try to add in postcards I started doing recently. When I find them, I'll add postcards in. And weird stuff like that just sold, like a TV guide, like old magazines, old stuff like that. And like I sold a TV guide yesterday or the day before.
That was your latest video, wasn't it?
$380. Yeah. It went for $380 for a
Wow.
TV guide. And so like stuff like that, I'm starting to.
Was there
add
something
to the
special
store.
about that TV guide that made it worth so much money, or?
It was about Lucille Ball's baby, and it said it was a $50 million baby, and the baby. Yeah, I don't. It was 1953, so way before my time. But I can imagine back then that was a huge deal, and there's still people that collect that stuff.
Isn't that interesting? Like, you've been doing this like 30 years. I've been doing it a long time, not near as long as you. Well, maybe as long, but probably not as serious.
Well, my first 5 to 10 years probably wasn't anything special. I don't really remember it, but I'm sure it wasn't.
I had long gaps. I had long gaps where I didn't do anything at all with it. But isn't it funny how, because I'm finding myself the same way. Older pickers, I don't know if you consider yourself older or not. It seems like we tend to want to go away from the competition. Like, we don't even want to compete anymore, you know, because like I'm sitting here thinking, like, why does this guy want to sell that stuff? And it's because you don't have to compete to get it. It's free, right? Like, like, why would you want to sell that stuff, Jordan? Why do you want to sell like, what is the good thing about it? What's so good about selling?
So it's really interesting to me. I've always been interested in like local history and old stuff like that. And so going through these and like reading like how people used to talk back then, super interesting to me. But the customers are a lot nicer. Not to say that my other eBay customers aren't nice, but you don't typically get any issues. So I have this account set up to leave positive feedback as soon as they purchase every single time. And you get a lot of people you're getting a lot of off-site search results. So people are coming in, finding you through Google, new eBay accounts, lots of people with zero feedback. And they're messaging me saying like, this is my great grandfather's signature on this paper. Where did you even find this? And it's like, oh, dude, that's awesome. I'd love to have stuff from like my family's past. And it happens more often than not. It's crazy how many people message me and say, this is a family member. This is a family business. And if it's not those people, it's people that are buying for like their local historical society. And they may buy 10, 12, 15 sheets of paper at a time just to donate to their local historical society.
Isn't that funny? Do you ever think like, man, I'm listing this obscure piece of paper from 200 years ago. There's the potential for maybe 3 or 4 people on this planet that might want this.
Right.
And sure
like,
enough,
doesn't get much more niche than this.
Yeah.
But you,
exactly.
but that's, I believe that's the case when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, you're just hoping that there's a couple of people that could potentially buy it in this world. You just got to hope that one of those people thinks about it.
Yeah, exactly.
For it, and your price is okay, and they want it.
So a lot of times it's like they'll just buy it without sending an offer. I mean, I would
make sure
if it was my great grandfather.
Yeah. Do you make sure to do that when you're listing these items? Make sure that whoever signed it, their name is in the title so that it comes up in search. Because that's probably how a lot of people are finding it, right?
I want to say that if you can still search, I don't know if the descriptions pop up in Google.
Oh, okay.
But with text, these AI listers are extremely efficient. It'll say it'll give you a whole description of the letter pretty much and talk about who signed it and all that stuff right in the description. But the titles, I almost never touch the titles now. In the beginning, I would put signed. Yeah, like in the beginning, I would change them. Like I would put, if it had like an actual signature, I would write signed or signed by president of the company or something like that. Now I just let it do its thing and just send it on its way.
Yeah, and it reads the whole It reads, AI is reading the whole document. It gets all the context.
Yeah, it gets everything. Right. It's a lot easier than just an action figure, that could be a bootleg or something like that. Like all the information's easy for the AI to pick up.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Have you found any stuff from breweries that did survive Prohibition that are still around today?
So I got one over here somewhere. There is one that's local to me. Yeah, it's one of the very few breweries that survived Prohibition. This one started in 18 1888.
How did some of these breweries even survive at all? I wonder that too. Did they just
I don't
bootleg?
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not into the whole brewery thing. Like, I mean, some of these people, they know everything about every one of these breweries. Like some of the beer trays from the pre-Prohibition era from the breweries that didn't make it are worth a mint. But this one here, this is July 28th, 1916. The FX Matt Brewing Company.
Wow.
And it's signed by FX Matt on the bottom right there.
Whoa.
Well, that
cool.
letterhead makes it. The letterhead art just makes it on all these things, doesn't it? It's so cool.
It's incredible. Yeah,
it looks
really,
like something that should be in a museum. It really does.
It's crazy. I have 2 of these, and I framed one of them because I've got a few things from that brewery. I grew up down the street from his son and his grandson. And then another piece of that brewery that's cool. And I priced these so high because I kind of don't want to sell them. I'm not a huge Breweryana person, but just because it's somewhat local to me. So that's that guy right there.
Wow.
And this is a testimonial dinner, 1938. It lists the menu, a whole toast.
So how would you handle that piece right there? Would you run the inside through the scanner as well, or you just want it to see the outside?
This one I did. I think I did both sides. So I used like a flatbed scanner with this because I had to add. This is going to show up. There's a golden ticket to that dinner that was unused from 1938.
Wow.
So I ran this through the flatbed, I'm pretty sure, because I wouldn't want to put this through. I have an Epson duplex printer that I use, and you got to be careful. You don't want to scan the high dollar stuff in that, just in the rare occurrence that it like grabs and pulls. But it's usually it's been 99% good with not destroying paper.
Have you ever watched Rev Resell before?
I have. I've watched him a few times.
Is that scanner that he has? Is that the one you're talking about with the Epson?
Oh, I can't remember if he's got the same one. It could be.
He has a fancy duplex scanner that he uses for cards, I think, mostly.
It's probably the same one or like a modeler. There's only a couple models that they make. And they're both, they're all, I think one of them just holds like some more paper and has like a digital screen. But they can both burn through cards and paper just insanely quick.
So you put like, I hope you don't mind if I want to get in the weeds on like what you do with this stuff. I find it fascinating.
No, that's fine.
Because like when we had Popeye's postcards on, and I was just like geeking out over him too.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount of inventory that guy's got. It's insane.
but you guys have to really you guys have to have tight processes, and you have to like have the best inventory storage.
Yep.
Or it just won't work. Like if my inventory gets a little loose, we can look, haha, it's over here. You know, like if your inventory gets a little loose, you're just straight screwed, man.
Needle in a haystack.
And it's happened. It's happened more than once with my older stuff that I listed. Oof. It is, but the good thing with List Easier, I can go back to my batches. So if something's not where I think it's supposed to be, I can see which item, because when it goes to eBay, I think they're kind of all over the place in terms of like how you list them. But on List Easier, if you go to your batches, you can see what was in front of that sheet and what was behind that sheet. So I can go look for those other two, and most of the time it's with one of those other two like stuck to it.
So that's a good takeaway for someone regarding their inventory system. It might not be the worst idea to shelve all your inventory in the same approximate location at the same time frame if you can, because it could help you.
Yeah, switching the inventory system was a game changer. It sped things up 10 times faster. It was incredible.
So let's say, how many things do you run through this scanner at a time? I just want to know like the whole get an idea of the whole process. Like when you put a bunch of
about 50. Yeah, I typically I'll do about 50 sheets at a time. I think the scanner can handle up to 100, but as they're coming out, they might get a little jammed up in the bottom, and I don't want to have them all crinkled up. So I'll usually do 50, and I'll typically do batches of 50 at a time. Sometimes I'll get it up to maybe 75-ish or 100, depending. Or I'll scan 50, 50, 50, and then have a batch of, say, like 200 sheets at a time. But I try to keep it around 50 sheets at a time in the scanner.
So when you do that, how long does just scanning 50 sheets take? 5 minutes?
Maybe a minute or two, maybe 3.
Oh,
if that.
Wow.
It goes quick, and you can change the DPI, and you can change the speed of it too.
Right.
But it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quick.
So then you bring all those in the List Easier Flex. Are you doing the Flex listing? Is that what you're doing?
No, not with. You don't have to with stuff like ephemera, because there's not a whole lot of things you have to add to it. You just really need to put it in the correct category, which is, I mean, someone's going to search for this by name, so it doesn't really matter if you're in like a dialed in category. So all my stuff goes into one of 2 categories: that 1900 to 20 and 1920 to 30.
Oh, that's why you said that earlier.
Okay.
And that's easy. You just, I can just scan a whole bunch, upload to List Easier, put them all in that category, set a price. Yes, I want best offer, and send it away.
So on the pricing, that's the part that I was thinking, okay, the titles are going to be kind of difficult, but you said it does good with those. The pricing, it probably has no clue whatsoever about pricing, I'm sure.
No, and there is that price easier thing,
right?
But I haven't really used that at all. Even when I do try to use Flex a little bit in some of the other stores, but I'll price everything myself. I won't let that price it for me.
So do you have like a baseline of like $10 or $15 or something like that?
$15.99 for all the ephemeras, $15.99, which I don't know where I came up with that number. That's just what I priced it at. But yeah, like I said before, if it's really ornate, if it's Breweriana, or if it's really old, or if it's got some crazy subject matter, and I'll price that a little bit higher, because you got some of them you've got to pay attention to. You need to look at some of these companies and say, okay, was this a person of some historical significance that may have signed this sheet of paper? And I'm sure I've missed some of them, because there's few, I've sold some stuff that just gets sold immediately, and I'm like, who's looking for this? Like, why did this just sell? But sometimes you just don't know.
Do you take a lot of offers on stuff, or do you just kind of like, that's my price and just wait for it to sell? Maybe
50-50. I get offers on it, because a lot of people like to bundle stuff, and they'll say, if I make offers on 10 sheets, can you give me a better deal?
So the performance, being that you have 3 stores, the performance of the ephemera store, has it been such that it makes you question, like, are you an everything seller typically?
Yes.
Like selling just like we do, like, right, electronics and maybe some shoes and maybe a t-shirt and
new wave ovens, bread, you name it, all that stuff.
Okay, so you're a standard, a typical everything seller. So when you look at the performance of your ephemera store based on cost of goods, amount of storage room it takes, amount of time you put into it, when you look at all the factors, do you start to think that I should do more ephemera or less ephemera, or, versus the other? Or do you just appreciate the diversity because you get to work with other stuff? You probably get sick of working with paper sometimes, I'm guessing.
The paper can get a little boring at times. What I want to go all in on it, maybe not, because it is tougher to find these massive lots for me. It seems maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. But I enjoy finding the everything stuff, and I love estate sales. I love garage sales. I've only bought a couple storage units, but if one of those pops up and you're bidding on that, and it feels like your chest is going to explode, because you're like, oh man, it's crazy that feeling you get. And then you get there and it's all garbage sometimes, but it's exciting, and it's, it's not, absolutely, you don't get some of that excitement with ephemera, but it's, I don't know. Ephemera is a tough category, because and I think it's going to get tougher with these AI listers making things a lot easier, because I think if that stuff's out there, it's going to hit the market a lot faster.
Wow.
I thought about that a lot too, because anything that you or me or Ryan can do with AI, somebody else is already doing it at 10x scale.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
And,
think of all the people that aren't on YouTube that are using this stuff. Who knows what these people have? Who knows how big their warehouses are? Yeah, we just don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Oh, I think about it. I think about it a lot. Like whenever I see like games and I see like bot farms, like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
There's a bot that's like mining gold or whatever. And then they
Mhm.
show like a picture of what it actually looks like. And they've got like 96 screens open on all these monitors, and it's like,
it's crazy.
Oh, you're operating at a scale that I was not aware existed. Okay, now
Right.
I
Yeah,
see.
it's crazy. And then you see something, I can't think of his name. It was a video game. Oh, it was a video game guy. He does the editing for Harry Tornado. What the heck's his name?
Oh, Pixel
Is
something?
Pixel Game
No.
Squad? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think
either him or one of them, they put a video up, and I don't remember this, but it was a long time ago I saw this, where they were in like a warehouse full of sealed cases of NES games, like wall to wall game, like tons of them. And the guy just is like, here, let me open one up. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, is this real right now? Like, this is insane to me. And like, if this is just one guy we're seeing, like, what else is really out there? And like, what else
Who's
is
out there
like,
hoarding?
Yeah, like think of it like Bitcoin. Like, who could be out there that could just completely sink one of these markets? Like, you just don't know. You don't know who's sitting on what.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, I was just gonna shift topics a little bit and move towards. Do you sell on Whatnot as well?
I started on Whatnot, and
how are you liking that? And what are you selling over there?
So I started with, I've only done 2 shows, and of course I just ordered 500 some odd flat rate boxes just to get hit with the news. So those are going to go back. But I mean, I started with like die-cast toys and like kind of everything stuff. I'm like, let me sell these, and the guy's like, put the whole thing in one lot and do this and do that. So I'm like, all right, let me try putting groups of 5. And this guy bought everything every time. Other people, maybe 2 or 3 people would bid a little bit. I got like $40 in the first show. Second show I had a whole bunch of sealed Disney VHS, and I'm like, this is gonna kill it. Like, I'm gonna just crush it with this, and this is gonna make bank. I'm gonna do $3 starts, and I had all these people in there. $3, no takers.
Really? Oh my god!
Really? Nothing sold.
Yeah, what did that feel like, man? That must have been so awkward, huh?
It's frustrating. Yeah. And it wasn't me holding stuff up saying like, look at this, I just had an iPad set up with this little thing I got here, like a little easel, and I just put it on there.
So you weren't on camera?
No, because you probably could have seen it in my face.
Oh God. I wouldn't
disappointment.
You talked about that before, Lonnie, right? Like, dude, you said that you're scared of that exact thing happening.
That's what I'm scared of happening. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's see if this turtle sells. Y'all didn't buy the last 18 pieces of crap I put in front of you. How about this one? Like, how do you keep going, man? Like, I don't even know.
And the thing is, I ran the show for like 2 hours, and it was. It was discouraging, but then
did you sell anything?
Yeah, so it gets worse.
Okay. Oh no!
I sold a couple of VHSs. Someone's like, "Do you have any Pokemon?" And I'm like, "Actually, yeah, I do." And I don't think it was worth anything, but it went for $3. And then for whatever reason, I set this sealed Goosebumps VHS aside that was mixed in with all my Disney, and I'm like, "Oh, I forgot this. Here, I got a Goosebumps thing. Does anybody want that?" And this one girl's like, "Yes, run it." So I run it, and it sells for, I think maybe I did $2 starts. I can't remember, but it sold for like $2 or $3. And I'm looking it up here on eBay, and it's like $150 VHS.
Oh my god!
I'm like, that's why I set that thing aside. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say, oh, I can't send it to you. So I sent it to her, and of course, I got a message like a couple days later saying, hey, when are you doing more VHS shows? I'm like, oh, I'm sure. And I'm like, they're gone. I sold every single one of those on Marketplace for nothing. I'm like, get them out of here.
Oh my gosh. She thought she found her a good source, huh?
Yep. She thought she found the honey hole, the new guy screwing up on Whatnot.
Oh, wow. That was not a good. Everybody else we've had on here has been like a good advertisement for Whatnot. So does that mean you don't do Whatnot anymore? Or
no, I still plan on doing it. I've got a stack of totes that I don't want to sit at a garage sale. I mean, maybe I do, but I'd rather sit there and be like, $2, $2, $2, and just send it all down the road. So I might keep trying it, because if I do get a storage unit where there's a ton of stuff, I don't have a boatload of room here to hold on to it if it may sell on eBay 6 months down the road. So I want to get rid of it as quick as possible. And I kind of want to get that Whatnot following built up a little bit. So if that does happen, I have this outlet to sell this stuff.
That's something that we've learned from talking to all these storage unit guys, is like, if you're in that business, Whatnot is your best friend. Like, they all,
if you need to get rid of it quick,
killing it. Yeah.
I was looking at some of their YouTube channels and their numbers. It's just, it's crazy how much stuff they could move.
Yep.
And you see how many items these people sold on Whatnot. It's like 70, 80, 90,000 items. And I'm like, all my stores wouldn't come to like a tenth of that. Like, that's insane.
Right. It's crazy. That's when you start thinking, you're like, okay, like that might be where some of the eBay sales are going. Like, not all of them, obviously, because it's a different style of buying, of shopping, but that's got to have an impact, right? Like,
absolutely.
That's a lot of capital being allocated to one platform, where people could be spending it on eBay, instead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I really feel like, especially if you're going to be a content creator, which you are, and which we are, and you're going to resell, I feel like you almost have to do some kind of live selling at this point, and we have got to get on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when video was taking over the internet as opposed to photography, and photographers are like, I'm never getting into video. I think this is something we just kind of got to get into. I mean, we see eBay pushing it all over the app. It drives me crazy because I don't like the change, but it's coming whether we like it or not. I think we need to adapt at some point. And it took me a while to want to dip my feet into Whatnot, but finally did it and learning my lessons. Learning as I go.
That's the thing, man. Like when you have a lot of experience, like we have a pretty good bit and you have even more, it's really like, you really got to check yourself often, because you don't want to be that old guy that just mutters about how much experience they have, but you've been doing things the same way for 30 years. So what does it matter how much experience you have? You've never changed.
Yeah.
Like it's useless at that. A lot of people seem to think that, just doing something a long time makes you good at it. That's not true.
No, because it'll change. Someone will come along and do it better, and you got to just adapt.
Yeah.
Because eBay, I think, really missed the boat on the live selling thing, because Whatnot was pretty much the first big one to come along and kind of take over that market. And now eBay's trying to get into it, but they're pretty late to the party, and it seems like they're kind of rolling it out sort of slow. It's like, invite only, I think, or something like that.
Is it invite only?
I think so.
Yeah, and
am I right on that?
Yeah, you're right. And the requirements to do it are very high. Are what I would say are really high. Like you have to have like a ton of inventory, a ton of sales. I don't think we would qualify, actually, like based on the metrics
really?
You have to have. Yeah.
I mean, you've got a ton of stuff. You guys sell like crazy. I'd imagine they'd want you to be in on that.
You would think, right? No.
Yeah.
But you know who they want? They want Vookum. Is that his name? Vookum?
Oh, the watch guy?
Yeah, the watch guy, which I like. I like his channel a lot.
Yeah.
But like I noticed he's on there nonstop, dude, on eBay Live. Nonstop.
Well, he's selling, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 watches. So
right.
They want that. They want that commission.
Yeah. That one item takes place of what, 100, couple hundred, 200, 300 items, just one shot for commission.
So how much space do these 5,200 items, these 50 like pieces of paper?
Oh yeah, so that's the best part.
Yeah,
I have every single listing in one file cabinet drawer, one banker's box, and then I've got a little drawer behind me with like 2 little boxes with just postcards, because I don't have a lot of postcards yet, and then like a bag with the little magazines that I got, and that's it. So it's crazy. It takes up nothing. Like I could fit that store 10 times over in the back of my truck. So that's the good thing about it, because otherwise I wouldn't have started this at all if it took up a lot of space.
Right.
Like I wouldn't have started a real slow sell-through store if it took up half my garage.
That's what I was thinking. And like that's why I was assuming like once you got into it, because it hadn't been that long, right? Is just since late last year.
Middle of October, yeah.
So it hadn't been that long since you've been doing it, but it like I know if you're like me, you're like, okay, this is what I do. You say you gross like $1,500 a month off of about 5,000 items. Of course, the next thing you're going to think is, all right. So if I had 10 times that, if I had 50,000 items, would I then gross $15,000 off of that?
And then it's finding them, because I've maybe a couple months I haven't really listed the full 1,000, and I maybe took a month off here, a month off there, but it's finding that stuff, because sometimes you go to like antique malls and you see it where it's like, I'm not buying these single sheets of paper. Finding a bulk lot like that is getting harder and harder, even at the estate sales, because a lot of times you'll find like even photos I can sell in there that sometimes do pretty well, that I've seen from other people. I only have a few photos, but the estate sale companies are pricing these old albums through the roof. It's you've almost got to hope for like a storage unit or a dealer that's going out, or someone that just doesn't want to bother with it, to be able to find like a good amount of ephemera to list to make it worth your while. If you're finding 20 pieces here, 20 pieces there, it's going to be tough unless it's really high quality stuff and really stuff that people want.
I'd reach out to like Jeebus or Storage Auction Pirate or, all those guys.
Then I'd have to go pick up a U-Haul or two and with a trailer to go pick up the amount of stuff those guys managed to find.
But yeah, that's your only man. I would be thinking about that though. I'd be like, okay, if I can fit 5,000 pieces of inventory in this amount of space, and I have 20x that space, I could do that 20 more times. I just got to go find this. Like, do you ever buy like bulk lots on eBay, like from other sellers?
I've looked at them. I've looked at a few, but I haven't really. I don't think I've looked hard enough. A lot of the ones that I've seen, you can see that they have other individual pieces that are selling for a high amount. So I'm guessing this is just their runoff and they're just excess that's not really worth the money. It's, I don't know. Maybe I should look a little more. I just don't know if I want to spend hours digging through these ephemera dealers and seeing if they're, just getting rid of their excess or not. I probably should I probably should do a little more digging into that though.
Well, no, you can just get an AI bot to do it for you.
Oh, that's right. I could just do that somehow.
Have an AI bot look for it, AI bot list it.
Yeah, do the whole thing.
I'll vibe code an app somehow, and then
there you go.
Let do the work for me.
Are you using AI for anything else in your business that you would like to talk about? Like
I just use Gemini to like make my thumbnails a little different and ask it dumb questions. That's about it.
Okay, so you aren't like knee deep into the vibe coding world or anything like that.
No, I tried it once. I did on the computer I've got down here. I built I vibe coded a background removal thing because Photo Room's pricing changes drove me crazy. It's like, come on, man! Like this is unlimited. I'm just removing a background. I'm not doing all this other stuff. So I vibe coded a little background removal thing where you upload it and you can pick a black or a white and then resize all of them and save them. And it's okay, but it uses your computer's resources. So unless you've got, and this thing's nothing special. So unless you don't have you need like a really good dedicated GPU to actually make it worth your while, or you're sitting here for like 20 minutes for 20 images. I'm just not as good as Photo Room.
I'm just really, man, every time I talk to you guys that do the ephemera or, just like the bulk, just like the postcards or the paper or the ephemera, any of that stuff, it seems so attractive. But then I don't know how I would deal with like a 0 sale day. I think it would drive me insane. I think I would be like, but I have 8,000 listings and not one of them.
It's got 4 million impressions. Why isn't one thing selling? I mean, if it were my only store, I'd be very concerned.
Right.
But it's fun. I don't know. Try it out for a little while. See if you can find a lot and It takes up no space. The only thing you got to lose is if you're using the lister is the money you put into buying the listings.
Well, I get List Easier actually they've given me a couple. I've been using it for a few months here off and on, and they give me credits there. So I haven't had to pay for it. I don't even have to pay for it. It's free.
There you go.
So, there you go. There's your window.
I'll send you a box of ephemera. You can get it started.
Well, wait, I'm not going to work for you now. Like I see. Now I see your game. Do you ever do you ever hire anybody out? Because that's where I'm looking at it, because our daughter works for us a couple hours a day now. And I'm keeping my ear to the ground on like niches here and there that maybe I could like get her into. And this sounds like a bunch of boring paper. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? For a young girl?
for a young girl, it's probably going to be boring. But if she learns some of the business aspects out of it, then it's worth it.
Do you do cards?
Have her do it here and there. Oh yeah.
Do I do cards? No, I don't do cards. I have all my cards from when I was a kid, but I don't buy cards. The card game is like a whole nother world to me that I just don't understand. It's just so insane. You've got to like live that world to be able to do it properly.
Yeah, and it's competition, and you don't like competition.
I don't mind the competition. I don't like crazy competition. Like I love buying video games, but I can't stand these people that are just rolling their windows down, screaming to the people at the garage sale, "You got any video games?" and then driving away. Like I love buying them because I love, I remember them from when I was a kid. Like that's why I like that stuff. But man, some of these people that are looking for the garage sales drive me nuts.
Yeah.
That's not what I don't know. I just don't love it.
You can focus on other things.
Yeah. I used to like it. I used to like video games more until more people got into it.
Yep.
And it's so competitive now.
It's nuts.
That I don't even want to, I don't even ask anymore. If there's some video game stuff, I'll grab it. Like if it looks like it's worthwhile, but I don't even like, the days where you walk up and there's like a bunch of boxed N64 titles sitting on a table for $1 a whack. Those days are long gone. Like they aren't.
They're harder to come by for sure.
Do you go to garage sales and estate sales? Is that where you
all the time
source? Okay.
Yeah, I'd say estate sales, garage sales are my main sourcing outlets.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw something on your channel that you joined in a Coleman Collectors Club.
Yes, the International Coleman Collectors Club.
I didn't even know that existed. What is that?
It's just a collectors club of Coleman stuff, and you get like a quarterly newsletter. I just got my patch for this year.
Look at that.
Look at that. One of those old lamps.
Wait, you're a Coleman scout? You're a Coleman scout.
You get once you're a member, you get the official patch.
Look at that.
Wow.
And then there's a company called oldcolemanparts.com, and I haven't ordered from him last year, I think this year, but once you order from him every year, you'll get a patch with your first order. And I don't even go camping. I just love, they're all over the place down here.
Do you have like a uniform? Things. Do y'all have like a uniform?
No, and then the meetups, I don't go to any of the meetups because some of them are kind of close, but they're usually out in like Washington or Oregon or something. So I don't go to any of those. But I like it's interesting to talk to these people on like the forum and just find out different stuff about these things.
We were at a campground. We were at a campground a couple of years ago, and under a pavilion, they had a meetup for Coleman. They had people like bring in their Coleman lanterns under this.
Did they really?
And like, oh yeah, there were hundreds of lanterns.
That's awesome.
Bunch of old. They looked older than you though. The people.
Yeah, most of those. I would say I'm probably one of the younger ones based on the people I've seen in the videos that go to the meetup.
Yes, I would say so.
Do you collect Coleman? Do you collect a lot of Coleman things?
The lanterns and some of the stoves I do. And like I said, I don't even know why. I don't camp. I think I've been camping once, but for whatever reason, these things like they follow me home everywhere I go. I'm just drawn to them. I love tinkering with them and fixing them because you can buy all the parts for them. And I almost thought like, do I need to open up an eBay store or a Shopify store that just does this? because the biggest one, he's like 50 hours in the other direction from me. Like, do I need to do this on the East Coast? But he bought the store from someone else, and then he built it up even more. And he'll travel the country and buy collections and buy out old stores. So he's I wouldn't want to take that away from this guy, because he's got it nailed down, and he's got everything you could ever think of to rebuild these old lanterns. But it would be fun to have like a store just selling that stuff. But I just love digging them out. I just found one. I don't know where I put it. I just found one the other day. Like 2 days ago, I found one this weekend.
I want to show you this. Do you have this book? That's a book. I actually have this book. Yeah.
Is it the hardcover one?
It
is. Is it the one that was sold by the Coleman, like the collectors, international collector thing there?
I don't know. We had this book last year, and I sold a copy of it, or maybe 2 years ago. And these
I might have a version of that.
They sell. Well, they sold this one for $100. So I don't know if you knew.
Coleman Collector's Guidebook. Because the one I've got, it's a thick book.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this one is too.
That might be an older version of that book.
Yeah, it might be. But I just want to make sure you knew that is a bolo. The Coleman.
Oh yeah,
Coleman lamp.
That's a bolo that I would probably keep. And then someday, the whole thought process is like, maybe this will all be worth money someday. So when I can retire, this will be the retirement.
How many lamps do you have? There's
got to be maybe 75 to 80 of them down here.
Oh wow!
Oh. They're not all hanging up. Like, there's a lot of parts ones and stuff, but I've got a shelf with maybe 15 to 20 of them on the shelf over here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them hanging up here.
So what's the most?
If I find them, I just buy them.
What's the most you've ever lit at once?
Oh, just like 1 or 2. I'll have them on the bench if I'm getting them tested out. That's the thing. I'm not outside. Like, the neighbors will probably think I'm a wackadoodle if I got all these lanterns lit up all over the house.
Oh no, that's not weird.
That's not adorable. No. But if I'm out on the deck with a cigar, sometimes I'll fire one up and have it out there. And I'll put they have an amber, like a yellowish globe that you can put on some of them if you could find them, and that'll help with the mosquitoes and the bugs.
They do put off a nice, warm, soothing light, don't they? Like,
they do.
That.
Yeah, and they can get really bright. It's crazy how bright these things get.
I'm reminded of a childhood memory. I'll tell this story real quick. And it involves a Coleman stove. So when I was younger, we used to go ice fishing almost every weekend. Me and my buddy, my dad, my buddy, and my buddy's dad. And my buddy's dad, his name was Joe, or is Joe. He's still alive, and he's an old Marine. I think he fought in Vietnam or Korea. It might have been Korea. But anyway, he's an Italian guy, real loud guy. And he had this old Coleman stove, and we used to always make fun of him. And he's like, "This thing is the best thing ever." It was like 100 years old. I don't know how old it was. It was old. And like, what do they run off of? Was it like kerosene? The old ones?
Coleman
So
fuel.
the stoves would run off of white gas, which is like an ultra refined gasoline. You could run regular gas in them. It may just clog them up over time.
Yeah.
But it's Coleman white gas. You can buy it. It's like maybe $16 a gallon now if you can get it in like Walmart's. And then there's another company called, I think, Crown, that makes it, which is it's a similar price.
Ryan,
you run off the white gas.
You asked the right person that question, sir.
I know. I don't even know the answer.
And the Coleman stoves are great. They're awesome.
Yeah. So he was always like raving about this Coleman stove, right? We're like, Joe, that thing's like, he had like tin foil around the burners because they were like leaking or something. I don't know. It was so jankety looking. And he's like, this thing is the best thing ever. You know, it's always going to get the job done and cook the food for you guys. And it's like, okay, whatever, Joe. So anyway, he fires the thing up where it's like, all right, let's cook some breakfast or whatever, or lunch. I can't remember. Fires the thing up, and the thing literally bursts into flames.
Yeah. Awesome.
A massive flame in the middle of the lake. There's other fishermen around, right? And he's like a loud Italian former Marine guy. He's cussing and swearing and making the big scene, and we're all just like trying not to laugh.
Oh God, we're not with this guy. We're not with this guy.
And then anyway, he gets the fire out, and his son Tony is like, "Dad, we told you that." And he's like, "Shut up, Anthony."
But son Tony, of course.
Yeah. And yeah. But then later on, like, other fishermen were coming over and looking at us like, "Hey, you guys had a fire going earlier, huh?"
That's funny.
But
was it a single stove, or was it one of those green ones that opened up with a lid?
One of the green ones. It was like a double green one.
Awesome.
Yeah, the ones that like open. But yeah, that's a story that we talk about.
Why would
to
you
this
ask?
day.
Why would you, like, once you found out which kind of stove it was, did that like better inform you what the fireball looked like? Is that what?
Yep, I know exactly what that fireball looks like. Yep, because those things you gotta pressurize them. You have to pump the little pump in them, and you pressurize it, and then it puts the fuel through what's called a generator. And if the generator needs to get hot, so you have to operate them a certain way in the beginning before that generator gets hot enough to atomize the fuel. And if you're dumping fuel in and it's not like lit right away, you're just going to get a giant fireball.
Man,
that's what happened.
If there's ever like a high profile murder involving one of these Coleman stoves, they're going to put Jordan on the stand as the expert witness.
I am far from the Coleman expert. These people in the forums, they're like a wealth of knowledge about these things. It's insane. But it's funny, around here we have a lot of Amish, and there's been a lot of Amish auctions lately, and they cook on these things. And it's great because the food's super cheap at these auctions. But you go like near their house, they'll have like a door that's opened up, and there'll be like 4 or 5 women cooking, and there'll be all these Coleman stoves, the green Coleman stoves, with like foil laid over the top, and they're cooking everyone's like meals on them. It's great. And they buy them like crazy at the auction. So if I go to an Amish auction and I want to buy some Coleman stuff, I'm not buying it because they use it like regularly, and they'll buy the parts, they'll buy the lanterns, they'll buy all that stuff. And you see they use them all the time.
So what kind of stuff are you buying when you say the Amish auction, is their stuff that they're selling, or are they bringing other
their
people
stuff?
in? Okay,
no, it's their stuff because
like
so a lot of the
shovels and
families
stuff, or what?
move. Yeah, it is. It's stuff like that, but it's also like, have you ever seen like hay trolleys before?
Like a what?
A hay trolley?
I don't know what that is.
It's like a giant metal contraption with wheels on it, and it would go on like a beam in a barn, and it would move back and forth on that beam, and it'd have a rope with another pulley, and you'd pick up bales of hay and you'd move them around. Stuff like that are just really nice tools from like 1800s, 1900s. Vices, anvils, lots of really good high quality stuff that they took care of. It's not like rotted away and rusty that's been in a barn its whole life. They like oil them up, they take care of them. Yeah, old farm equipment that it's out of my league. I don't have the equipment to tow all this stuff home with, but 100-year-old farm equipment, and it's crazy what some of this stuff can go for. But it's funny, like I'm the minority at these sales. Like I remember sending my wife a photo. It was like me and like maybe 15, 20 other guys, and like 100 Amish people all around like the auction.
So you're bidding against Amish people, right?
You're bidding against Amish people.
So how is that? Because they're selling this stuff and they're also trying to buy it. Are y'all looked at? Or you're not Amish, I'm assuming. So
no, not Amish.
So
no.
Are you looked at as like an outsider? Like, do they like?
No, they're super friendly. No, they're all super friendly, and there's a lot of people around here that these Amish, they'll go to the garage sales, so they'll find a friend of theirs that has a truck or something, and they'll pile the whole family in that truck, and they'll go around to the neighborhood yard sales, and they'll go buy stuff.
Wow!
But at the auctions, they're like it's crazy because you'll see like there's like parking lots full of horse and buggies. And the horses are just hanging out over there, and all the Amish come over and they're buying stuff to bring to their farm to use at their farm or their house, and they're willing to pay up for it, and they do every time. It's hard to buy from these auctions,
so they can't. So if you're Amish, I'm a little ignorant, I'm sorry, but if you're Amish, you aren't able to use a computer, right? You can't use anything with electricity or a computer thing.
It depends. I think it depends on what their church tells them. So like some are allowed to use certain like generators. They may be able to use like a gas powered engine for something, or they may be able to use like the Coleman white gas stuff. And I'm not super familiar with it, but I know some are allowed to drive, and some are allowed to use like e-bikes. And then there's also some that are allowed to have like electric powered like lights on their buggies, and you'll see it like flashing when they're going down the road and stuff. But I think it all depends on what their church tells them.
Well, you can drive a car, but it can't have power windows, kind of thing. Like
like it's all different. It varies, I think, a lot in the Amish community.
There's like Mennonites too, isn't that like another sect of? Do you guys have Mennonites there?
I don't know if we have. I'm not sure who, like which type of Amish we have around here, but they have like they have stores here where they have a really big store. It's got electricity, it's got coolers and all that, but I mean, they're definitely not like the hardcore Amish that are not allowed to have anything. So I don't know if they're considered Mennonites or not. I know a lot of the Mennonites are south of me in like Pennsylvania, but
so when you're bidding against them, you're probably not bidding against fellow eBay sellers. Then I'm assuming
there are a couple guys that go there that deal with. I don't know if you're familiar with like the Madison Balkville antique show. It's like or like Brimfield. It's a huge thing. So Madison Balkville is like the same thing. There's thousands of dealers. It's a huge show. So a lot of people around here buy stuff at these Amish auctions if they show up. There's usually a bunch that show up maybe, and then you may go a year where there's none. It depends on if these families are moving around or not. But a lot of these dealers, they're not necessarily eBay people. They're more antique booth or antique show dealers that buy these bigger items.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you sell like in person a lot yourself, or like if you go to these auctions? No. Okay.
No, I don't. And I don't do antique malls or anything like that. Or I don't have like a booth or antique shows. I've been considering it because I've got so many random pulleys and hay trolleys and stuff like that I could probably set up a really cool looking booth. But I still haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
We had one for a couple of years, and we actually like it takes a lot of energy and effort but it has to be like, because man, most of those people, I would say, I bet 90% of people that have like antique booths probably aren't even paying the rent every month.
Yeah, really?
Maybe 75% aren't even paying the rent for their booth, let alone making a profit every month. You have to be intentional, and it has to be like it. If you put the work in, though, I think it can work out if you have the time.
Yeah. We've got so many of them around here. I almost like, I wonder if it is worth it, because I go to them every now and then, and I see people in there, but I never see people at the register like cashing out. So it's like, is it just people going to say like, oh, my grandmother had that, or I had that, or are people actually buying? Because the prices are nuts. And you don't want to price it too low, because then all the other dealers will get upset with you and that whole thing. So I don't know.
Glorified storage unit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it looks like. And I remember like one of the first months I had one, and we would flip furniture and stuff, and we did okay. And they had like a day every week where people would come and restock their booths. So I went up there and I was, stocking the stuff and making sure price tags or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go, did you, and we had just gotten the checks, right? And they go, did you make rent? And I was like, make rent? I'm like, I wouldn't be here just to pay the rent to these people. Like, what do you, like, it was so foreign to me that somebody would do that without even being able to turn a profit. I was like, what are you talking about?
Some of them make you like work there. Like some of them you have to work there like a certain amount of days or something. And I don't have time for that.
No.
Oh, I would never do that.
No, not even if the rent were free like that. I couldn't do it.
No,
I would have to hire that out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, Jordan, we've been going for about an hour and a half now. I want to thank you. Yeah. I want to thank you for joining us, man. And
man.
And agreeing.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. This is great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I know all of our viewers have enjoyed it as well. So thanks a bunch for doing this with us.
No, I appreciate you reaching out, man. I really do.
I'll make sure to put the link to your channel down in the description. So
Yeah, is there
following.
Is there anything
Yeah,
else you want to plug? Like you
Yeah.
have Upstate Picker YouTube channel. What else? What else
YouTube,
you got? Do you have anything
Instagram,
else?
a Facebook that I almost never use. So
Okay.
just pretty much Instagram and YouTube, and that's about it. And the Instagram doesn't really get that much attention either, but every now and then I'll put something up. Maybe I just go back in the memories, and that's about it.
Okay, and then you have your main store, which you share. You share that.
I don't share the link to it. I just share the stuff to it. So I'll let people
Okay.
do their own.
They can figure it out.
Their own detective work. Yeah.
Okay, and then you have the ephemera store, and you don't share that, or you share kind of same thing. You share the stuff.
I share the stuff. I don't share the store.
So we can figure it out. We can figure that one out. Now, what about the porn store? Do you share that one, or you just share?
No, I don't share my secret store. I try to keep that
one. But yeah, man, thanks a bunch for joining us for this.
Yeah, man, I had a great time. Thank you. I
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, bye, y'all.